You guys are back in the old school. Hey guys, I'm the Retro Reject, and you're probably wondering, shouldn't this be a movie review because you're just showing the black couch, and that would normally mean that it's a toy review. Well, okay, I have to admit something right here. I don't know how well I can follow the schedule anymore. I feel like the schedule should just be there on my About page by saying that I'm the type of videos I'm going to make, because it's been really hard here because I tried to upload the movie review, but there's been some technical issues that's been going on. It's kind of the same thing that's been going on with like the top 10 favorite Godzilla monsters video I made. It's basically the company that owns the movie. They've been copyright claiming me, in which they blocked the video, so I can't show it on YouTube. And I had to go back and keep on editing the video to to see if like the version I newly edited would be acceptable to them. But like Toho with the top 10 Godzilla monsters, they keep picking out new stuff for me to delete. So, but then some more technical issues of like my editing software somehow deleted the movie review edited version, so I now have to go back and re-edit the whole video, and hopefully the new version of the edited video will be acceptable to YouTube and the people who own the movie, but I'm not sure, so I might as well have to do something to fill in this week's episode, because I do not like missing a week for uploading a video, because I'm pretty sure you guys just don't mind if I follow the schedule or not. It's just as long as I get something out that's relative to my video schedule. So, since we have to skip the movie review for this week, hopefully I can upload it next week, but if not, it'll probably have to be the week after that. Or I just have to abandon the movie review altogether. But anyway, the next step after the movie review is, of course, a toy review. And the toy that I'm going to review today is the Power Rangers Lost Galaxy Megazord. Now, of course, this is a toy that I did not have when I was a child. This was something that I bought from eBay. And to be honest, I really do like it, because Power Rangers Lost Galaxy, if you did not know, is my favorite Power Ranger season. Yeah. So anyway, of course, before we go looking into the actual toy, we of course gotta look at the box. The front looks very decent. Like, I'll give you guys close up. Like, right down here it says Deluxe Galaxy Megazord, the picture of the 5 Rangers. 5 fully articulate Zords combined to create the awesome Deluxe Galaxy Megazord. I mean, this was the 90s, so of course you had to use awesome in a sentence. But anyway, yeah, here's the picture of the actual Megazord. Now, of course, since this did come from eBay, there are some parts missing, which I will actually get into when I actually go reviewing the toy. But to be honest, in my opinion, the things that I'm missing, they really don't matter. Like, because all the 5 Zords are there, and you'll see why. But anyway, on the side, just gives like other stuff like the Transmorpher. If you didn't see my Morphin Time video, of course I have the Power Rangers Lost Galaxy Morpher. And there's their iconic weapon, which is the Trans Dagger, and their Galaxy Blaster. Then moving to the back, just says the different kind of Zords that come in with it, like the Lion Galactic Beast, Wildcat Galactic Beast, Gorilla Galactic Beast, Condor Galactic Beast, and Wolf Galactic Beast. And also another interesting thing about the actual show is that that the Zords that you see right here, they look all like metallic and all that stuff, but actually in the show they actually go through this transformation where they become these robotic versions, but before they're actual real-life looking animals, not robots. It's kind of interesting. And then on the side, it just gives more like stuff for you to buy, like the Toro Zord, and just a couple other Power Rangers Lost Galaxy stuff. So yeah, that's the box. It's like just pure 90s fashion, so yeah, it looks impressive. That's just all I have to say about it. So how about we stop paying attention to the box and let's actually have a good look at the Zords. Alright, so the first Zord I'm bringing in is the Wildcat Galactabeast. So, yeah, she looks very impressive. I mean, yeah, it's very simple design. Now, you would, of course, be fooled to think that it's the white, like the White Ranger Zord, because, like, the Wildcat Zord's mainly white, but no, if you look closely, of course, she's the Pink Ranger Zord. I mean, not a lot in terms of articulation. Yes, you can move her tail, but, and then her feet down here, but mainly the kind of movement features are just more for transformation of the actual Zord. But not bad. And of course, another little feature about her is that she can open her mouth. So if you had like stop motion animation, you could make it look like she was talking. But I mean, not bad. And mainly, she's going to be one of the arms for the Megazord. So not a lot in terms of articulation, but hey, they're really meant just to be the combined into the full Megazord, but still, she's decent, but not as impressive as like the other Zords. But let's move her aside and bring in the other one, who is basically going to become the other arm, which is the Wolf Galactabeast. Obviously, it is the Yellow Ranger's Zord. Same kind of articulation with a Wildcat. You can move the tail, the legs. It just seems like in Wolf Galactabeast's case, it's her seem a little more stiff, and they kind of make that kind of annoying clicking sound. And of course, same feature of the mouth opening. Now, as for the Wildcat Galactabeast, I really don't know how I could determine the gender on the Wolf Galactabeast, and I know I can't be assuming genders right now because it's 2019, but like it's kind of confusing because in Power Rangers Lost Galaxy, the Yellow Ranger was a female, but in Super Sentai Ginga Man, which is the Japanese counterpart to Lost Galaxy, the Yellow Ranger is a male, so I really can't determine which gender Wolf Galactabeast is, but same thing with Wildcat. It's just not impressive, but it's decent on its own. But they're really, of course, the main features for them to become the Megazord. So next guy we're gonna bring in is the Condor. Now, I feel like this is the one that's the most impressive out of all of them, because it just kind of has that cool, sleek design, and has a little more motion, like, because if you pull the tail back here, like, you can move the head and also the wings. As well as, of course, there's no mouth opening action for Condor, but you can move its head up and down, like that. As well as with the arms, but that's also just kind of a minor feature. The only thing that's just kind of weird is that the Condor has these like giant yellow feet, and that kind of looks just a little cartoonish, but yeah, you can take what you can get. You can also move the legs, forgot to mention that. But yeah, it's definitely one of the more impressive versions of the different Zords. But once again, just kind of cartoonish feet, but still very impressive. And now we'll move him aside, and we'll bring in the Gorilla Zord. I probably have to pan up a little bit because he's one of the more bigger versions. Now, of course, Gorilla Zord. He's going to become the legs of the Zord, and of course, not a lot in terms of articulation, but you can move his arms back and forth. But that just kind of makes that annoying clicking sound. Now, just another thing I like to mention, if you look right here, or the little design right here, now you would think that's like actual paint, or like they're just stickers that have already been put on there, but no. Surprisingly, with the 90s, they expect you to actually manually put on the stickers yourself, so I had to put the stickers on. And this is probably one of the more harder versions of the stickers you had to put on. And even then, I did it wrong, because if you look back at the box, like if you look at the front with the Gorilla Zord, I did it wrong, but it doesn't matter. So yeah, I mean, not a lot in terms of articulation, but he's definitely one of the more impressive looking Zords, because he is taller than the other Zords. So, yeah. And I love all the colors that are to the different Zords, because I feel like they perfectly match, like, the different Zords. Like, of course, obviously a wolf would not be yellow, and a gorilla wouldn't be blue, and a condor wouldn't be green, but I feel like the colors just so perfectly match, like, the personalities of the Rangers, and as well as I feel like they just perfectly match the Zords themselves. So, let's put Gorilla off to the side, and bring in the last one, which is the Red Lion Galactbeast. I'll pan down for a second. So, and compared to other Rangers Lion Zords, the red Lost Galaxy Lion, he doesn't look that impressive, because if you look at, like, Power Rangers Wild Force, the red lion in that one, he looks a lot like a lion, but this one, there just seems to be a lot off. I mean, yeah, he doesn't look like a lion. But, hey, you can, like I said, you can take what you can get, and that's just preference design of Saban and Gingham Man, but... So, he's a little bit more articulate than the others. Like, of course, yeah, you can move his legs down here, but that's mainly due to transformation. Of course, back here, once again, you can move the hind legs, but also there's another feature which you can move, like, the actual feet part of the Megazord, but once again, that's due to transformation. You can move the tail, once again, and then, of course, same thing, the mouth opening action. Of course, the little thing with this is you gotta be careful, because there's the actual face to the Megazord in the mouth, so you gotta be careful if you want to have some mouth opening action on Red Lion. And of course, there's also just the awkward part of having these things on the side, but that's mainly where the peg holes for the wolf and wildcat go on for the arms. So yeah, he doesn't look like a lion, but you can take what you can get, and personally, I do enjoy all the designs of the Lost Galaxy Zords. Of course, some other people find it, like, they don't look that impressive, but for me, it's just a nostalgic favorite Megazord of mine. So now with the Zords out of the way, let's get to transformation. Alright, so the first person we want to start off with is Gorilla Zord, because, as I previously mentioned, he's going to become the legs. So, it's very simple for Gorilla. All you have to do is just kind of move these two panels down, kind of make sure that they're locked into place by pushing them down, kind of moving them to the side. And then you flip up these things, and then you move the arms up into these little compartments, just so they're out of the way. And then you just flip back these panels down. Alright, so now we're going to move on to Condor, which basically what we're going to do for him is we're going to put him on top of Gorilla Zord. Going to move up a little bit. And then we're just going to have to, it's going to be a little bit tricky, because what you're going to do is you're going to place them on top with these two little peg holes right here, and then place them onto the feet. And then you're going to maneuver Condor to the back, like that, and then move his little arms out of the way, and then place his little head up. And so now, we're going to move on to Lion Zord, which then you're going to want to... First, you're going to want to move these little legs into the little compartments back here. Move the tail down. And then push onto the hind legs, and then kind of move them up into this little compartment space right here. And the same thing with the front legs. All you're going to do is just move them to the back, like that. And then you're going to take this entire front section where the head is, and then you're going to move it back like that, and then push the entire back section forward so this panel fits up. Now this part gets a little bit tricky, because what you're going to do is you're going to, now sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't for me, but what you're going to do is you're going to have to move the head like that first, and then you're going to move it like back onto itself, and then just kind of do like that. So that went a little bit easy this time. and then you're going to place it on top of Gorilla and in between Condor, like that. I'm going to move up a little bit. So now we're going to move on to the arms, which are going to be first Wolf. Now they're simple into their design. Once again, you're going to move the hind legs into these little compartments right here. And then same thing with the front legs. Just fold them right up into there. And then you're going to move Wolf up a little bit, and then you're going to fold the tail into this little compartment right here. And then fold like that. We're going to put Wolf on this side and then just connect it to that little peg hole right there. And then same thing with Wildcat, basically same simple transformation. Move the tail up into there, hind legs into that little compartment, fold down, and then attach to the little peg hole. And final thing is to fold down the head just like that. And now you sort of have the Lost Galaxy Megazord. Now you're probably wondering where are his hands. Well, also another interesting fact is that they're just neatly stored right down here into Gorilla's feet, and all you have to do is just kind of take them out like that, put them back up. And then just, of course, I want to make sure that the screw is out of the way, so make sure it's facing the right way. So this one would go into Wolf, and then this one would go into Wildcat. And there, now you have the Lost Galaxy Megazord. Now, as I previously mentioned, I am missing a couple of things, which, if you notice on the box, I'm missing the sword. But, of course, my eBay seller told me that the sword was missing. But another thing that's missing is, if you also notice on the box, Red Lion is missing the horns that go up here. Now, he did tell me that there was the horn. The horns did come with the box, but apparently they didn't. And, well, I mean, first thing, it kind of just looks impressive without the horns. I mean, yeah, it does take away a little bit away from it, because in the show it does have the horns. But, I mean, I feel like this is impressive to say the least, because I really don't need the horns. I don't need the sword. As long as you got the hands and the full Zords, the stickers, all that, it is an impressive looking Zord. Now, I could go on eBay and purchase the horns separately, but I mean, I feel like, just to say the least, it's one of my favorite Megazords, and even with the things missing to it, it's still impressive. Now, of course, there's not a lot in terms of articulation when in this form. I mean, yes, you can move Wolf and Wildcat up and down. Of course, the legs don't move because Gorilla is just kind of locked in one solid place. But, yeah, it is still an impressive-looking Zord. Now, just one final feature before we end this little tour review. There's actually another weapon you could do, which all you have to do is detach Condor from the back. And you see this little handle right here? Here, all you have to do is just kind of fold that out, and then just place it on either to Wolf or Wildcat. I'm going to do it with Wildcat. I'll pan up a little bit. But all you have to do is just place it right into the little peg hole, and you have the iconic weapon from Lost Galaxy where they can basically shoot Condor out like a torpedo. So yeah. Now, despite the features missing to it, like the horns and the sword, I still consider this a favorite Megazord of mine, as well as a favorite Power Ranger series. Yes, the little aesthetic, you're missing the little aesthetic issues to it, but it still looks impressive. Yes, the Zords don't do much articulation, but what are you going to do? And of course, to other people, yes, the designs look very bland and not impressive or like lifelike, but it's just the whole fact of that I have nostalgia for Lost Galaxy, and if you are a really big fan of Power Rangers Lost Galaxy, I would really recommend that you find this toy. Now, of course, he doesn't go on the cheap side. If you look on eBay or Amazon, he goes for like $200. Now, I bought this guy in an auction. I'm not going to disclose how much I spent, but I've got him for a fairly decent amount of money. But yeah. So if you're a fan of Lost Galaxy, I really recommend that you find this toy. And of course, this has been the Retro Reject. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, whatever the heck you want to do, and hit that little bell icon if you want to get notified when the old school is back in session. And with that being said, wait a minute, what's that noise? Wait, is that my Lost Galaxy morpher? Oh, yeah, it is. I wonder what's going on. Yeah, who is this?
Hi, Retro Reject. It's been a while since we last chatted. Oh, and somebody else wants to talk to you. Help me, Retro Reject!